friends. So welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Gina Holiday. I'm an artist and illustrator from Minnesota. On my channel, I share life as an artist, behind the scenes, living as a mom and an artist and a business owner and an entrepreneur and wearing all the hats. Today's video, I'll be sharing what I've been up to for the past couple weeks, including a moving portion of the video where I'm moving out of my studio. I will share all about the reasons why towards the end of the video. And then I'm also sharing some of the fun stuff we've been doing in January. So we got invited to a stay at a local hotel, the Canopy, and got to go to this outdoor sauna event in Minnesota, which is freezing here, but it was -2 on the day that we did this. It was crazy, but it was so good. And then my daughter turned 10, and so we get to celebrate her, and she wanted to go to the Mall of America. And I also got invited to check out the Museum of Illusions, which I had been to one time before this, but I took the family this time, and that is like a really cool optical illusion place where you get to do all these fun, interactive activities. The last part of the video, I will be sharing my ins and outs for 2024. So that's things that I'm getting rid of, don't want to bring into the new year, and things that I am going to bring into the new year. So let's get going. So cute in here. Time to get in. Oh, it's cold. You see the snow? It's cold. So this next part of the video you'll see is my moving portion where I'm leaving and moving out of my art studio. So for the past couple years, I've had an art studio outside of the home in Minneapolis, and it's a shared studio. So I shared it with about 5 other creatives and small business owners. It was amazing, and I loved having a space there, but I've been debating for a while if I was going to move out of the studio. And honestly, it was because I really wasn't utilizing it well. When I first got the studio, I was there all the time, and I made a lot of time to make sure that I was using the space. And over time, there's just been different things that have changed within my art career and within my business that I'm getting to a place where I don't know that I need this studio anymore. And for so long, it honestly was like a dream of mine to have an art studio. And truly, every time I walked through the studio doors, it was like I was walking and living in a dream fulfilled. And so it was really hard to make the call on getting rid of it. But I knew that it was time to change directions in my business. I'm going to be pushing further into education and teaching and furthering another dream of beginning a nonprofit that is all about arts education and helping others. And so I don't think this will be the end of having my own dedicated art space outside of the home, but it is the end of a season and a chapter. But I truly believe that the next place that God is leading me in my life and my business is going to be even greater than what has been. And I have to trust the process. I have to trust new beginnings. I have to trust getting rid of old things and stepping into new places, even if it's scary, if I'm uncertain. I've just learned that sometimes God will nudge us into new directions, and we get the invitation to go into be curious and see what's ahead. And I'm always curious. I'm always interested to see what more can unfold in my life and through my gifts and through just my purpose and what I'm here for. So it might seem trivial to some to move out of a studio, but it was a really big deal for me. And so here I am, just kind of moving some things back into the crafting studio space that I have in the garage, and bringing a lot of things from my art studio here for storage and organizing and getting things in order here, so that I can turn the page and begin a new chapter. Although this is an ending of one chapter, it is the beginning of something that I think will be really cool. And I'm dreaming up what this new place, business idea, just this new way that a new direction that I'm heading will be. I just want to encourage you, if you are kind of moving out of a season, moving out, turning a chapter on something that feels kind of like an area that you don't necessarily want to leave, but you know it's time. I just want to encourage you that you can do it, that stay hopeful to what's ahead and to trust the process. Just keep going and stay encouraged. So I want to talk a little bit about some things that I want to bring into this new year and things that I want to get rid of for the new year. So I made an in and out list. This could also double as tips for artists and business, because many of these are based on my art career and in life and all of those things and how they intertwine. So this list that I'm about to talk about, the ins and outs, is something I saw like trending on TikTok and Instagram about things that you're bringing in and things that you're throwing out for the year. I really like this idea because it kind of helps you to just get focused on maybe some of the things you've learned and want to change, and then how you're going to do that for the next year. So for me, I came up with a short list of 4 ins and 4 outs. And these also coincide with just really good tips for artists. I think a lot of these things are things that I've learned over the years or continue to learn each year and continue to grow in each year that really have helped me in my art practice and my art career. These are in no particular order. They're just a few that I came up with that I want to focus on for this year. Okay, so let's start with the outs. What is gonna get thrown out this year? We're not bringing it with us in 2024. So the first one on my list is overthinking ideas. But in the past few years, I feel like this issue has grown with overthinking everything. And I think it started to happen probably back in 2020. It was around the time that my business started to kind of snowball again. And I think that started to contribute to the fact that I started overthinking everything. Is this good enough? Am I going in the right direction? What should I be doing? So this one thing that I really want to get better about this year and throw out is overthinking everything, decisions, sitting on decisions for too long. And I really want to start just making timely decisions, getting out of my head. If I find myself stuck on something, taking a break, coming back, making a conscious decision and moving forward. And I think that's an area I really need to grow and one that is on my out list for the year. My next one is stressing about showing up online and social media. So one thing for my business is that Instagram really did help my business grow, and I saw a lot of growth from that platform. In the past few years, we've seen so many changes with the algorithm, with sharing online, with how to show up there, that I have felt like stressed from having to show up. And I don't want to do that this year. I've seen some people do like 1 hour a day or like weekends off, that kind of thing. I really want to implement something like that. I haven't decided what I will do yet, but I really want to implement something like that, really to help my mental clarity and focus on what I'm doing and less on just being dragged into social media, which actually goes into the next one that I want to throw out is comparison. Social media gives us this really cool opportunity to connect with people across the globe, but it also gives us an opportunity to look at the details of what everyone is doing. And sometimes that can make you go down the rabbit hole and lose focus on what you're doing and also compare yourself to others. And that's one thing I do not want to do this year. I really want to be more focused on what I know I should be working on and doing, and less on what others are doing. While I'm all about cheering people on, there's no problem in doing that. I want to make sure that when I show up, I'm showing up authentically, uniquely as myself, and not comparing myself and thinking I have to do things because other people are doing them. You really need to run your race at your pace. And so that's one thing I want to make sure that I continue to stay focused on for 2024. The next one is holding on to things that don't work any longer. So sometimes in business, we find things that we really like or desire or just really want to go after, and we try them and we test them. And I think that's really important, to try and test things and then decide if it works for us. But when you are in a cycle of comparing yourself or thinking that your business has to look a certain way, you might hold on to things that really are no longer good for you. So one example of that for me has been with my studio. December 31st, I moved out of my studio that I had for a couple of years. And while it was a very, very bittersweet moment, I knew that it was the right choice to make. And honestly, it was because I wasn't using it. It was a dream of mine to have a studio space, and when I first got it, I was there often, but over time that became less and less, and I had to make that choice and say, girl, you are not even going to the studio. Why are you still paying for it? Why do you still have it? I ended my lease there and I moved out, and it's the beginning of a new chapter. I'm actually really excited for what is next, but that's one thing that I want to, leave back and not bring into 2024 is holding on to things that no longer serve you. So now let's talk about the ends for 2024. So my first end is showing up and consistency. And I want to do that online and in my email newsletter, and then really updating my website and portfolio and getting all of those things back in order. One way that I'm doing that is planning it out, but I'm not naturally a planner, so I have to work really hard at it. But planning out my content, kind of getting ahead of it, I believe is gonna help me to get out of my head and the overthinking that we wanna get rid of, and also continue to show up and be consistent. So my next N is staying flexible, just staying open to what possibility could come for the year, not holding too tightly to my ideas, my plans, and really allowing God to kind of order my steps as I go along my way in my business and in my year. Okay, so the last one that I want to talk about is being inspired through living my life. You know when people say romanticize your life? I want to make sure I'm doing that because this is the one life we get to live. And so I really want to be grateful for everything God has given me. I want to be grateful for the life that I have. I want to be grateful for the season that I'm in. And I want to allow that to inspire what I create, inspire how I show up, inspire my life. Instead of looking to the left and the right and comparing myself to others, I want to be just so enthralled in where God has me that I bloom where I'm at, because it is loud on the internet, y'all. It is loud, and there's a lot of voices, and there's a lot of people telling you to do this and that, and I want God's blueprint. I really truly want his blueprint. And so I think that is something that I just really want to focus on. So that is my list for ins and outs for 2024. I hope you enjoyed this video. I invite you to make your own in and out list if you haven't already for 2024. What things are you leaving behind and what things are you going to pick up for the new year? I would love to hear your thoughts and your ideas, so make sure you share those in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.